So friends, today we are making the basic bodies block with tailoring method. There are two basic methods of making the basic bodies block. One is with the drafting method, which is generally be used by the designers, construction house and warehouses, then the garment companies, export houses and so. And tailoring method is a method which generally be used by the tailors, boutiques, where we want to produce single pieces and we want to give the proper fit to the body. And when it comes to the standard measurements, when it comes to this generalized garments, then generally we do use the uh, drafting method, right? So what measurements we require to make this? Three main measurements that we require. One is waist length. We are making it for the 5 years old child, so for us it is 10 inches, right? Or it may be changed as per the requirement. Second is, which we require, is cross back, which is again 10 inches. Third measurement is all round chest, (24 inches), and fourth one is all round waist, that is 22 inches. These four measurement we require. Waist length, that means the length of the bodies, because bodies basic bodies block is the upper part of the body which can be attached with any kind of garment and is base for any kind of garment, right? Cross back, that means the uh, cross back, because we have learnt in the taking measurement, this is 10 inches. All round chest 24 inches, all round waist 22 inches. These four measurement we are using in the entire process, right? So let's start. First of all, we'll have a line, straight line of 10 inches, that is equal to waist length. Here I am taking a line of 10 inches which is equal to waist length. Let's say it is A, the upper point, and let's see it is B. And the entire length AB is equal to, here we'll write AB is equal to 10 inches, that means waist length, that means the length of the bodies, right? From point A, we'll square out a line either with the help of set square, or you can make it manually as what you like. This, I am squaring out a line from point A, right? And will mark a point, that is C, which is equal to 5 inches here. This point is C, where AC is equal to 5 inches, that means half of the cross back. That means this is the shoulder of the dress. This is 5 inches, that means half of the cross back, right? From point C, again we'll square out a line, or you can do one thing, you mark a point D on point AB as, this is point D, and we'll say how we have marked it. We have said as AD is equal to AD is equal to 1/4 of the chest minus half inches. How? 1/4 of the chest minus half inches. Then chest is our 24 inches, right? So when we'll divide it with 4, it would be 6 inches minus 0.5 inches, so it would be 5.5 inches. So this is 5.5 inch, right? And we'll square out a line from here. It need to be straight. This, and we mark a point E as D to E is 6.5 inches. Why? It is 1/4 of the chest plus half inch for the ease, right? 1/4 of the chest, because here we are making half of a point. That means 4 half will make a complete bodies. So 4 half, that means we have to divide the chest by 4, and half inch in each part we are giving for the ease allowance, right? Otherwise it will be very tight to the person who will be wearing it. Now we will give the shape to the neck. From here we will mark a point of we'll say it, let's say A dash. This is the reflection of A, that's why we have marked it as A dash. So A to A dash is equal to how much? 2 inches. In kids case it is 1/12 of the chest. Chest is 22, so 1/12 is 2 inches. So this is the width of neck, right? Depth of neck has two variation. One is for the front and one is for the back. So one is 0.75 inch and one is 1.5 inch. This is A double dash, or you can say it is A triple dash, right? Here why we have given this? I would say A to A dash, A to A double dash is 0.75 inch and A to A triple dash is 1.5 inch. How it comes? It comes, that means it is 1/32 of chest and it is 1/16 of chest, because these all measurements depends upon the width of the all round chest. Otherwise you will not get the proper fitting in these things, right? Now we will square out this. I'll do it with the different color to make it understand. I'll square out a line from here. I'll square out a line from here and from here also. Now you can give the shape to the neckline. We'll do it with two different colors. For back I am using this blue color. What we have to do, either we can do it with the help of French curve or we can do it with the help of our own experience. But always keep in your mind don't forget this thing, it should be square out at this portion. This portion need to be square out. It should not be at like this or like that. No, it should be straight at this portion. Now the front neck will do with the green. Like this. So this is back and this is front. Now what we'll do, for the shape of shoulder, we'll mark a point here which is half inches down from here, that is C dash. C to C dash is half inch, and we'll join these two lines like this. This is the shape of shoulder, right? Now we'll continue this line, we'll square out a line it need to be perpendicular. For that you can use the set square also, as what you like, as what you feel comfortable. This is, we have to join this line at the point DE and mark a point F. This is F. Need not to require any measurement, because we have to join C to the intersection point of DE, which is a new point, which is F, and it will help us to give the shape of shoulder, right, armhole. Now in tailoring method there is a different, in drafting and tailoring there is a difference, that in tailoring when we are making a proper fitting to a particular person, so we have to use this method. Here we have to mark a point half inch and half inch. This is, let's say, F dash, and this is F double dash. These both are half inch. This is fixed. For kids it would be half inch, and for teenagers it would be 3/4 inch, and for females it would be, for the adults it would be 1 inch, right? And again we have to join these points to this. Join C dash to F dash and join C dash to F double dash. Clear? Now we have three lines. This is midline, which we don't have to use. This is the back line, which we would be using for the front armhole, and this is the second line, which we would be using for the back armhole. Front is always deeper than the back, always, right? Now what we'll do to give the shape, we'll have a point which is exactly half of this particular point. As I can see, this is about 7 inches, and so 3.5. Here I have to give a point 7, that means 3.5. This is the midpoint of these two lines, right? You can mark this point EFG, G dash. It will be the guideline for the this. Now with the help of French curve, we will be giving shape to the armhole. Armhole French curve will be giving the shape to the armhole. First we will be making the front armhole. We have to adjust this like this. And this to this. See, this is the front armhole, And for the back armhole, again we'll do the same thing. And this is the back armhole, right? This is the back armhole and this is the front armhole. Two armhole you have got. Now for the waist, we'll square out a line at the point B, and this time we will be marking a point H as GH is equal to 6 inches. Why? Because it is 1/4 of the waist plus half inch, right? And we will join this. In case of kids, we can join this to this with the help of scale, because kids have no shape in the body at this curve. So this is the structure of basic bodice block. Now we will just cut this. How to cut this block? So friends, first we have to cut the back portion. These are the common lines. I'm cutting it straight away. Fine. Now we will be cutting the armhole of back, that means the outer one. Done. This is the common portion that you can cut. And this is the neckline, which is not common. You have to cut this of back. Like this. Now I will cut the center line, because see, this is done, right? Now what we'll do, we'll keep this aside. This is the back, and now we will cut the armhole and neckline of front. Like this. Done. And now we will cut the neckline of front, like this. Fine. So now we have two patterns. One is for the back and one is for the front. Now two more things which I would like to explain at this stage. One, we have to mark a grain line over every draft. Without a grain line, draft is nothing but a piece of paper. Grain line is a line which always tells us how this pattern need to be cut. That means this pattern need to be cut. This grain line always should be perpendicular, it should be parallel to the selvage. Selvage, the side of the edge of the fabric. So it should be perpendicular. If it would have this, so we have to keep this pattern this while we are cutting it on the fabric. So this means this fabric will cut in this direction. If we are using this, so this is the direction of warps, right? And one more thing we have to mark here, this is a mark which tells us that we have to keep this portion on fold. This is the mark for on fold. We have to keep this while we are cutting it on the fabric. We have to keep this portion on the fold, and this is the grain line. Grain line is a line which is always should be parallel to the warps. That means the standing weaving of the fabric, right? Sometimes we do use it, we do cut it on the weft. According to the weft, we do cut it on the standing, we do cut in the sleeping, we do cut in the diagonal. So this is the straight line which we need to put on every fabric. With the different patterns, you would come to know about the importance of grain line, and different kind of grain lines also you would come to know. Now friends, we will cut this, we will learn to cut this fabric, this pattern, and how we cut fabric through this pattern. Now we'll be learning this. Now I'm supposing that this is a fabric which I have two pieces I have taken, one for the front and one for the back. And see one thing, that this is the fair side of the fabric. Suppose the shiny side is the fair side of the fabric, and what I have to do, I have to join both the fair side with the fair side, and then I have to make a common fold of the fabric. Have you understood? Like this is fair side is to be stick to the fair side, and then we have to fold the fabric. It should not be like that ki fair and rough is, suppose this is the printed portion of the fabric. This is the printed portion of the fabric, and I have to join both the fair side to the fair side, and then I have to cut. Otherwise what you will get, you will be in some cases you may get a wrong pattern, right? So this right now I am making, this is the draft, this is the draft. Now I am making a ready to cut pattern with the help of this draft. See, for the front, what I am doing is I will just trace this pattern on the another paper, and see what I have done. I have kept this particular line which I have said this is on fold, on the fold, right? This I have traced on a paper which is on fold, right? This is front. Now what I'll do, I'll just add on the margins here. When you'll say margin, so what margins we require? It would be 1/4 inch at this portion, 1/4 inch at this portion. Some people do use the wheels, margin wheels for this, but you can make it like this only, 1/4 inch at this portion, the entire curve. That means on the total upper half I have taken 1/4, 1/4, 1/4 on the all sides. Here I will be requiring half inches. Here I will be requiring half inches. If we want to join this portion to another garment, it would be 1/4 inches. If we want to fold it, it would be 1 inch. That means 2 of halves. So that we can fold this portion too. Now we will create the lines at this. Right? This. Right? So this is ready to cut pattern. Now we will cut this pattern. Let us start cutting. I'll be cutting along the margin line like this. See? Done. So do you think it is done? This is front bodies. But moreover, we have to add some notches in that. First notch would be at the center, because when we will draw it on the fabric, it will help us, it will guide us to get the center, right? This, so that we will get the center. Second notch we will get at any, you can say, suppose I am increasing this line straight, so we will get a point here, we will get a point here. So at all places we have to mark a notch. Don't forget this process, because it will help you to know till where you have to fold the fabric, otherwise you will not get the proper fittings. You have taken a lots of efforts in making the pattern, but you will not get the proper fittings, then there is no use of making such patterns. Then you can cut this directly on the fabric if you are not that much fitting conscious. This, here also I have to create a notch. but always I'm just showing it to you. But always remember that you have to cut all these notches on the both pieces by folding it. It's not like just I'm just showing you on the single piece, but you have to take it on the both the pieces, so that on later stages you'll come to know where you have to, up till which point you have to stitch the, or up till which point you have to fold the garment. Is a V mark point, so that you'll get to know very clearly about the, see, you can see these V marks. Can you see these V marks? These all are the notches that you always have to mention, or you always have to create on your patterns. It will help you out to get the proper marks, right? So this is the pattern. Now the grain line, this is the grain line of this pattern, and like that you can cut the back also, right? So this is basic bodice block. I'll just show it to you by keeping the camera away from this. This is the basic bodice block, right? So thank you for watching this video, friends. In the next video soon we'll be meeting with a new topic, and till then, bye bye and see you again.